good morning to you, dear students. I know you are going to like it very much because you have not seen the school for a very long time, and the school looks green and beautiful today. And actually, my dear children, I just wanted to take you for a virtual trip to the chemistry lab. So most of you would not have entered that lab because it's for the senior kids. And now we are going to enter the lab, and I'm just going to show you how it looks like exactly. The reason is not because I'm just going to show you the lab and everything like that. No. So this chapter that we are going to read is about matter around us. And when you just talk about matter, it is something that occupies space and has mass. That is what the definition of matter explains. So on the rack you see different types of reagents, chemicals are there, which our children use it for the higher secondary practicals there. I hope you are enjoying the view of the lab. If I have, these are all table reagents that they use, and they are all chemicals. And these chemicals are made out of elements. And this place is our storeroom. And here you find a stock of almost all the chemicals, reagents, acids inside. And you children should be really blessed because the school spends lots of money over buying these chemicals and making it useful for the children. Well, why I just wanted to show you this is, I think you're not able to read the names there. I'm just going to make it slow. I think now you are able to read zinc sulfide, zinc sulfate, aluminium nitrate, aluminium sulfate, ammonium carbonate, ammonium chloride, calcium carbonate, magnesium sulfate. So that's all good. We have a plenty of them here. And the reason why I just wanted to bring you here is, these are all elements which have combined together to form compounds. What you find everywhere around are either salts or acids which are made up of elements by combining with each other. And the reason I brought you in. Now let's go to the lesson. So when you just saw the reagents around, for example, you saw plenty like aluminum chloride, ammonium chloride, zinc carbonate, magnesium carbonate, magnesium sulfide. Like this, many chemicals were seen around. It's quite surprising for us. நம்மளை சுற்றி இருக்கிற எல்லா பொருட்களையும் நம்ம பார்க்கும்போது நம்மளை சுற்றி பல பொருட்கள் இருக்குது. அந்த பல பொருட்களில் வந்து எல்லாமே எதனால் செய்யப்பட்டிருக்குது அப்படின்னா, it is made up of something called matter அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறோம். We just put it like it is made up of something called matter. And what is matter made up of? Matter is made up of atoms. All these things are fine. But நம்மளை சுற்றி நிறைய பொருட்கள் இருக்குது அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னா, நம்மளோட periodic table, the chart that gives you the list of elements that has been discovered so far. In the periodic table, we have a chart. Authenticated அப்படின்னா அதிகாரப்பூர்வமாக அறிவிக்கப்பட்டவை அப்படின்ட்டு nearly 113 elements are there. Okay. These elements combine in different ratios to form whatever you see around us. இதுக்கு நான் எளிமையாக ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொல்றேன். So when you look into the dictionary, understand, the dictionary has plenty of words around it. Dictionary குள்ள பார்த்தோம்னா நிறைய words இருக்கு. Okay, thousands and thousands of them are there. But where do these words come from? அப்படின்னு நம்ம யோசிச்சு பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா, இந்த வேர்ட்ஸ்லாம் எப்படி காயின் பண்ணிக்கிறாங்க, எப்படி இந்த வேர்ட்ஸ்லாம் நம்மளுக்கு வந்தது அப்படின்னு சொல்லி பார்த்தோம்னா, it's quite simple that we have in English language only 26 alphabets. That's what 26 alphabets are there. A, B, C, D, E, F, and in the 26 alphabets are arranged in different orders. Okay. For example, if you want to spell my name, How do I use these alphabets? They are used as A, N, T, O, N, Y. So when I just write Antony, there are two N in Antony, two N. So when I just spell the word Solomon, for example, S-O-L-O-M-O-N, O comes in between every letter. Like this, there is an arrangement of alphabets which gives rise to different words. Enormous number of words are found around us. இது மாதிரி தான் in the 113 elements which have been discovered are put together in different ratios and we form new compounds. ஓகேங்களா? இப்போ இதை வைத்து தான் நம்முடைய பிரபஞ்சம் உருவாக்கப்பட்டுள்ளது. The world around us, whatever you see around us is made up of something called matter அப்படின்றது இப்படி தான் உருவாச்சு. So where are these elements? I said that a chart of the periodic table. The periodic table has 113 authenticated elements. அதிகாரப்பூர்வமாக அறிவிக்கப்பட்டவை அப்படின்னு சொல்ற அந்த 113 elements வந்து இயற்கையாகவே கிடைக்கக்கூடியதுதான். Some are artificially made, understand? But most of them are found in nature. Okay? Some under the soil, some in the air, atmosphere, and some in water. Like this, all these 113 elements. If in the elements என்றது என்னன்னா purest form. For example, when I say gold, only atoms of gold will be present there. When I say hydrogen, only atoms of hydrogen will be present there. So when I say calcium, only atoms of calcium will be present there. And they are the purest form of substances. And so elements are the purest form of substances. But when these elements combine, for example, sodium chloride, it is not made up of only one type of atom. There are two types of atom in them. What are the two types of atom? Sodium is one type of atom and the other one is chloride. Okay. So that is how the world around us is made up of. That is what we call it as matter. So in this lesson, matter around us அப்படின்னு சொல்லும்போது நம்ம வந்து இது எந்த ஃபார்ம்ல எப்படி இருக்குது அப்படின்றத தான் படிக்கணும். Okay? And in 8th standard, the first 2 pages of the lesson, we are just going to see how these elements were given a name, a symbol, and what is the reason behind giving them a name and a symbol. So that is to just make the study of chemistry much easier. Okay. So what happened in the early stages when these elements were discovered, maybe in the 18th century and even before that, okay, we had very few elements that were used by mankind. Very few elements were used by mankind. And therefore learning about the elements were very easy. Understand? And there is one more barrier, a block that we had, like elements were given specific names that the world understands. The reason is because இப்போ நம்ம சவுத் இந்தியாவிலே எடுத்துக்கிட்டோம் அப்படின்னு சொன்னோம்னா there are different states and all those states different languages are spoken. So you know we speak Tamil in Tamil Nadu and Malayalam in Kerala and Andhra we speak Telugu, and when you go to Karnataka we speak Kannada, and in all these languages the same metal, okay, for example gold, okay, that is a metal that is used for making ornaments. The same metal gold has a different names in all these states. So in Malayalam they call it Swarnam, in Tamil they call it Tangam. When you go to northern parts, gold is referred as Sona. So like this, the same element has different names elsewhere. In India, which is a country where many states are there and many languages are spoken. And when you just think about it globally, we will not be able to understand the names of elements if they have different names in the different countries around us. And for that reason, we just started a method of naming that could help understand chemistry better. And so the IUPAC, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, was formed, which gave names which could be globally agreed and understood. And that's how symbols came into existence.
Dear students, let's watch this video
and I hope that this video will
Formulae
help us
and symbols.
remember what we have learned
Universe is
already.
filled with matter. You have an idea about matter which is around us. Air what you breathe, water what you drink, things what you use. Even we are all different kinds of matter. You can find matter in many forms like in solids, liquids and gases. If we consider ice, this is a solid form of water. What about water? This is the liquid form of water. And water vapors, this is the gaseous form of water. You can find different matter are having different characteristics like their color, shape, size, smell, like these things. A matter is consisting of small particles which are called atoms. Atoms are combined to form molecules. Molecules are combined to form compounds. That means all the elements are made up of small particles which are called atoms. Suppose we consider the oxygen atoms. They combine to form oxygen molecules. Hydrogen atoms. They combine to form hydrogen molecules. When hydrogen atoms and oxygen atoms they combine, a water compound, that is H2O, will be formed. There are 117 known elements. To identify all these elements, we require some representation. Symbols of elements. This is nothing but a short form of representation of an element. In daily life, you come across so many symbols. Suppose rupees. This is the symbol for Indian rupee. Similarly, this is an US dollar symbol. This is the symbol of swastik. This is a symbol Om. Similarly, all the elements they are represented using symbol. Each element has a unique symbol assigned to it. The symbol of an element is not used for any other element. For example, hydrogen. Instead of writing hydrogen, we can represent hydrogen element using symbol capital H. And in chemical changes, when we write capital H, it means the element hydrogen. How our symbols are chosen? For some elements, the first letter of the name of the element is taken. For example, for hydrogen, the symbol is H. This is the first letter of hydrogen. The symbol of nitrogen is N. For carbon, the first letter C. The phosphorus P. Oxygen O. Sulfur S. Fluorine F. For some elements, the first two letters, the name of the element, are taken. For calcium, suppose if we take C is the symbol for calcium, but already for carbon it is there. Therefore, the symbol for calcium is given as Ca. When two letters are chosen, the first one is capital, the second one is small letter. Similarly, aluminium, Al, germanium, Ge, neon, Ne, helium, He, silicon, Si, argon, Ar, nickel, Ni. And for some elements, the symbols is taken based on sound. Magnesium, Mg, manganese, Mn. For some elements, the symbols are taken from Latin names. For sodium, the Latin name of sodium is natrium. The symbol is Na. Potassium, the Latin name is gallium and the symbol is K. Lead, plumbum, Pb. Iron, the Latin name is ferrum and the symbol is Fe. Silver, the Latin name is argentum and the symbol is Ag. Copper, the Latin name is cuprum The symbol is Cu. Gold. The Latin name is Aurum and the symbol is Au. Antimony. The Latin name is Stibium and the symbol is Sb. And this table gives some elements, their symbols. These are metallic elements, these are non-metallic elements, these are inert gases. For sodium it is Na, calcium Ca, potassium K, zinc Zn, magnesium Mg, copper Cu, aluminium Al, iron Fe, lead Pb, manganese Mn, platinum Pt, tin Sn, gold Au, silver Ag, mercury Hg. For non-metallic elements, oxygen O, chlorine Cl, sulfur S, carbon C, hydrogen H, nitrogen N, bromine Br, iodine I, phosphorus P, silicon Si, and the inert gas elements helium, it is represented with He, and neon Ne, argon Ar. Now what symbol represents? What the information it gives? A symbol conveys very useful information about the element it represents. For example, H is used for the element hydrogen and conveys the following information. The symbol H is of the element hydrogen and H represents one atom of hydrogen. Similarly, O, it is used for element oxygen and it conveys the symbol O is of the element oxygen. The symbol O represents one atom of oxygen. Formulae of compounds. A formula is a short form representation of a compound. Each compound has a symbol assigned to it. The symbol of compound is not used for any compound. You know any compounds? A compound is nothing but the combination of two or more atoms or two or more elements. The formula or short form of representation of carbon dioxide is CO2. Similarly, for hydrogen chloride, it is HCl. For water, it is H2O. A formula gives the following important information. The formula of a compound gives information about the elements that combine to form that compound. For example, we consider the formula for water is H2O. From this, what we can understand? By combining hydrogen and oxygen elements, water is formed. And the formula gives the exact number of atoms of each element that have combined to form the molecule. You take the same formula H2O. This formula gives the information two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom are combined to form water. The formula can be used to find the simple ratio of atoms of each element that have combined to form the molecule. That means, suppose we consider H2O. What is the ratio of atoms of each element? You have two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom. That is, the ratio of the elements is 2:1. Now we take some examples. Two oxygen atoms are combined to give oxygen molecule. The formula for the oxygen is O2. Similarly, one carbon atom and two oxygen atoms are combined to form carbon dioxide. For this, the formula is CO2. Two hydrogen atoms, one oxygen atom, they combine to form water and the formula for water molecule is H2O. Three hydrogen atoms, one nitrogen atom are combined to form ammonia. The formula for ammonia molecule is NH3. Similarly, sodium and chlorine, they combine to form sodium chloride. The formula for sodium chloride is NaCl. Calcium and chlorine, are combined to form calcium chloride, and the formula of calcium chloride is CaCl2. Now we take the formula related to some homoatomic molecules. Already we know that atom is the smallest particle of element that exhibit all its properties and may or may not have an independent existence. Molecule is the smallest particle of a compound which is capable of independent existence. Molecules are formed when atoms of one or more elements combined in fixed ratios. The molecules can be made up of atoms of the same element. They can be made up of atoms of different elements. The molecules can be made up of atoms of the same element, then they are called homoatomic molecules. The examples for homoatomic molecules are hydrogen to hydrogen atoms combines to form hydrogen molecule. The formula is H2. Or nitrogen to nitrogen atoms combines to form a nitrogen molecule. The formula is N2. Chlorine Cl2. Oxygen O2. That means two oxygen atoms are combined to form O2 molecule. Ozone O3. That means three oxygen atoms are combined to form ozone molecule. Homoatomic molecules can be further classified based on number of atoms in the molecule. Suppose if it contains two atoms, it is called diatomic molecule. The examples of diatomic are H2, N2, Cl2. If it contains three atoms, called triatomic molecule. The examples of triatomic molecule are ozone, that is O3, and recently a type of carbon called Buckminster fullerene has been discovered. It has 60 atoms of carbon in one molecule. This is C60, and this is called polyatomic molecule. Polyatomic molecule means the molecules are having more than 3 atoms. Monoatomic molecule means some elements exist as a single stable atoms and therefore are made up of monoatomic molecules. The examples for monoatomic are helium, argon, and neon, which are inert gases. They are stable with one atom. They will not combine with others. Nitrogen, bromine, oxygen, hydrogen, chlorine, iodine, these are diatomic molecules. They contain two atoms. The atomicity is 2. Atomicity means the number of atoms present in a molecule of an element is known as atomicity. For example, oxygen. Oxygen molecule contains two atoms, hence its atomicity is 2. Ozone contains 3 atoms, its atomicity is 3. If we take ozone, this is a triatomic molecule, the atomicity is 3. Sulfur, the symbol of sulfur is SH, that means sulfur molecule contains 8 atoms, its atomicity is 8. Phosphorus, P4, it contains 4 atoms, hence the atomicity is 4. Heteroatomic molecules. Hetero means different. The molecules which have atoms more than one element in the molecule, they are called heteroatomic molecules. We see some formulae for heteroatomic molecules. Water, H2O, which is formed with hydrogen and oxygen. Ammonia, NH3, this is formed with nitrogen and hydrogen. Sodium chloride, NaCl, carbon dioxide, CO2, calcium carbonate, CaCO3. This table gives a list of common matter which we see around us. King of chemicals, it is sulfuric acid and the formula is H2SO4. And you know vinegar? Where you use vinegar? Yes, while cooking you use this. It is acetic acid and the formula is CH3COOH. Lime water. You are familiar with lime water. The chemical name of lime water is calcium hydroxide and the formula is CaOH2. That means it is formed with calcium, oxygen and hydrogen atoms. Caustic soda. Caustic soda, where we use this? Yes, it is sodium hydroxide. Formula is NaOH. Chalk, marble, limestone. It is calcium carbonate. The formula is CaCO3. Washing soda. Washing soda, surf. It is sodium carbonate and Na2CO3. And baking soda. Baking soda is used in kitchen. It is sodium bicarbonate and the formula is NaHCO3. Bleaching powder. As to purify the water, we use bleaching powder. For washing purpose also we use bleaching powder. It is calcium oxychloride and the formula is CaOCl2. Common salt or table salt. Of course, without this we can't eat anything. It is sodium chloride. The formula is NaCl. Table sugar. It is also important ingredient. It is sucrose. The formula is C12H22O11. Dry ice. It is carbon dioxide in solid form and the formula is CO2. Laughing gas. It is nitrous oxide and 2O. If you smell this gas, always you can laugh. Tear gas. You know what is tear gas? Which can make you cry. This is chlorophyrin. The formula is CCl3 and O2. Marsh gas. Marsh gas. It is methane. The formula is CH4. These are some important compounds formed
Thanks for
what
watching,
we
dear
use
children.
in our daily
Let's
life.
continue the lesson in the next video. Thank you.